Hi everybody, I'm getting ready to see what's in the shopping cart today. We've got the shopping cart, and what do I have in it? Well, I've got chicken broth, some Bisquick, and some chicken. So, what's for supper, you ask? Let's see. I've got chicken broth, and Bisquick. That sounds like chicken and dumplings. So I'm gonna make some chicken and dumplings out of my grocery cart. I've got everything I need here. I've got my chicken. I've got some cream of chicken soup. I got some chicken bouillon. I have some milk. I've got my chicken broth. And I've got some Bisquick. So this is all the ingredients I need to make chicken and dumplings. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually use some of this sanitized stuff to sanitize my hands, because we want to make sure that's done. So I'm going to sanitize my hands. All right. I'm going to take and use my large pot today, and I'm just going to use it on the burner, propane burner thing. So what I'm going to do first is I'm actually going to open up my chicken. I'm going to open up my chicken here. Give me my sands. So today I'm just using chicken tenders. So I'm going to throw them in the pan. Get them in the pan here. And we're going to do them all because I have a group of people with us. We've got some company that's been camping with us. So I'm going to use all my chicken. Okay, I'm going to throw this away. I'm going to sanitize my hands again with my paper towel. So, yeah, I'm going to sanitize my hands again since I just messed with that raw chicken. Okay. So, I'm going to put that there. Wash my hands again. Alright, so I'm going to go over here to my food pantry box, and I'm going to get out my seasonal. I'm going to season up my chicken a little bit. So I've got my seasonal, and I'm just going to sprinkle that over all my chicken, give it a little bit of flavor. And then I'm going to open up my chicken broth, and I'm going to put all of this chicken broth right over into my pan. I'm going to use the whole entire box. So I used the whole box of chicken broth, and even though this is chicken broth, I am still going to use one chicken bouillon cube because I think that just adds a little bit more flavor to it. So I'm going to put in one of the bouillon cubes. I'm just going to throw that right in there. Alrighty. So, as you see inside my pan, I've got my chicken, my broth, some seasoning in there. And I'm going to put it on the propane heater over there, and we're going to get it to cooking. Alright, so let me get it over here to stop a second. Let me get it to stop. So there's my chicken. Alright, let me get it on burner. Alright, I'm using my gas 1 butane or propane heater, and I'm actually using it with the propane this time. So here you go. Have it? Okay. I got it. I'm going to take my stove, my chicken, and that's what that looks like. And I'm going to put it on my stove. And I'm going to get that to boiling, which is going to take a little bit of time. So I'm going to go ahead and I got that stirred up a little bit. get it to boil really good, I'm going to put the lid on it. So after this comes to a boil, I'll get back with you and I'll show you what my next step is. All right, thank you. While my chicken is boiling, which it's not come to a boil yet, but while that's boiling, I'm going to go ahead and work up the dumplings. All right, so I got my milk, and I got my little bowl. And what I'm going to do is I just poured some Bisquick into this bag here. And what I'm going to do is just add a little bit of milk. And this is just regular milk. But I'm going to use this as my mixing bowl. Oh, we got everything. Alright, I'm going to actually mix right into this bag. That way I don't have to worry about a dish. But I just had some Bisquick in here. And if I would have had some, actually I do have some flavoring I'm going to add into it. So I'm going to go to my food pantry here. And I like these noodles, but I like the seasoning in them. So I'm going to actually open this up, steal the seasoning packet out of it, and then I'll put this in a baggie. So since I opened it, I'll put that in a baggie. And when I go to get my noodles, I'll have noodles and I'll have to use my boiling kit. But I like my chicken flavor out of my noodles. I'm going to actually add that right to the Bisquick. Open that up and add that right to the Bisquick. That gives my biscuits, my dumplings, a little bit of flavor. Now these are not going to be your traditional chicken and dumplings. These are going to be more like a clouds. My mom used to make these and we call them clouds. So I'm hoping, but I'm just going to kind of shake that up, mix that up, get it all kind of incorporated in the flour, get it all kind of mixing so the flavor's nice and if I don't have these chicken flavored things, I do try to use a bouillon cube and break up and crunch in there for some flavor, but I had that, so I'm going to use that. Once you got your flavor kind of all mixed up, I just add enough milk to make it that consistency that I want. So I'm just going to open that the other way, I guess, because that's going to be forever. Alright, I'm just going to pour in some milk. And I want to try not to add too much milk at one time because I do not have any more Bisquick. This is it. So this is a one time, no mess up. And then you just kind of knead it together, make it liquid like a dumpling. And once my biscuits are at the consistency I want just a little bit more milk. Just a little bit more milk. This is a good way to make, like even when you do cake mixes or anything like that, just use your baggie. You don't have to dirty your bowl. You just mix it up in here. You can mix it really well. You can get it the consistency you want. I'm going to make these kind of like drop biscuits, but we call them clouds. And if my pan does right, these will fluff up really nice. So, like I said, I'm just kind of mixing it all up so I don't see any dry flour anymore. And just adding a little bit of milk at a time. So far, this is what it looks like. Let me get a open up here. So far, it's looking kind of like that. Can you see it? But I'm going to add just a little bit more milk. Get down, Nanny. So I just keep mixing this until I feel like it's the consistency I want. Okay, so let's see here. You can see now, it's a little bit sticky still, but it will be good biscuit dough. I'm debating if I want just a tad bit more milk or if I'm going to quit at that. I think that'll make a good drop biscuit. I might actually stop at that. Let me see here. Yeah. So as you can see, my biscuits are going to be made like they're that kind of, they look still wet. Now if I would want to make these into a drier biscuit, I would add more flour to that. But mine is going to be like clouds, so I leave mine a little bit wetter. So while this is sitting here, clean up my mess here. All right, let's check the pot. See what's happening. Okay, it's boiling pretty good. Steaming up my camera. I'm gonna give it a stir. Looking good. A little bit longer. Okay, it's smelling good. All right, do you see this chicken in here? Let your mommy put it over to see the chicken. All right, you see the chicken? All right, I'm gonna add this chicken soup to it. There's my... We're getting it. If we don't get all of it, that'll be fine. Most of it, because I feel like most of it's out. Oh yeah, now you're getting it. Alright. Okay, that's a good break. Alright, so I got my chicken noodles, my chicken soup in there, and I'm going to stir that just for a minute, and I'm going to let this come to a full boil again. It's still boiling. I'm going to let this come up to a boil. Can you see inside the pot? Okay. Alright, so while that's stirring a minute, here's where I'm going to do my noodles, my dumplings. Stay right there a second. Alright, I got my Bisquick. Remember I made my Bisquick with my bread and stuff? I'm actually going to try to see if I can turn this up because I need this to be nice and boiled. Is that up? Yeah, so I want to bring that to a full boil again, which you see it is boiling. Okay, and then I'm going to drop these in here by the spoonful. Alright. Can you take one shot in here? Come closer. Can you come closer? See, it's coming to a boil. See it boiling there? Okay. Now, okay, ready? You can hold it. I'm going to take my... Yep. That big old camper in here. I'm going to take my dough. And I lost my spoon. Okay. And what I'm going to do is just drop these in. Just one drop at a time like that. Just one drop like this. And it will make dumplings. But we call them clouds because it will fluff right up. So I'm going to get all my dumplings. Do you see my dumplings here? And I'm going to drop them right into the batter, the boiling water. And it is boiling good, so this will be good. So once this gets in here, you see my dumplings coming up. This is called drop biscuits, but we call them clouds because you'll see in a minute why.
They look like perfect clouds.
Yeah.
Pull up.
So, see them when watching video.
About 4 or 5.
about this. Cleaning up is easy. I just throw that whole bag away. Dishes are done, man. Dishes are done. I'm just put that there for a second. I'm going to let the lid off just for a second, just till my noodles get nice and fluffy. Then I'll put the lid back on. Put the lid on. Give it a second to come to boil. Good, dinner will be ready anytime now. Okay, let's have a look. But you see how these will fluff up and they'll be like dumplings. But see how they fluff up? All right, we're going to give them a couple minutes and let them thicken up, and then we'll be serving dinner. All right, so this is what the chicken and dumplings is looking like. They look like the clouds have puffed up, and we're going to serve it out and see how we did. Let me test one of these dumplings and see if they look like they're done inside. Nope, see, they're done. Okay, whoops, well that was not a test. But see how they're inside? Let me see how they're breaded? There it is, they're done. Okay, I'm gonna serve this up, and that's dinner. So there's dinner, and as you can see, the biscuits, as you cut them in half, they are done. See there? The biscuits are nice and done. Let me get in on that, bring me some light. There you go. And the chicken and the noodles. So there it is, chicken and dumplings.